Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. You knew this was coming because I did a short on it and I said I was going to do a long form, and here it comes. So I thought I'd start off with showing you the thickness of this thing. It's pretty thick. Like if you were to shut this, I don't know if I can, it'll turn the computer, put it into sleep mode, so I can't. But I just want to show you this, guys, this thing. This is one of those computers where they made it thick because it's running an i7 quad-core processor, and the thermals are right up there. And then what they decided to do is also throw a AMD Radeon in there just to add a little bit more heat. Anyway, this is it. This is gonna be my long form for the Studio, which I can't even, I don't think you can, oh there it is, barely make it out. The Studio 1558 or 1558, I don't know how, whatever way you want to put it, but yeah, that's it, this is it. Very cool little pickup I found today. Came with the power supply, which is always worth a few bucks in itself. So these kind of things, a system like this costs you a little bit more because of the power supply included. So you're looking at about 30 bucks, which to me is pretty good if it's intact and it runs. And I was able to test it on site and discover that yes, it has a hard drive, it has RAM, it actually posts, everything works, right? So now my first attempt was to see if I could just recover Windows 7, and I did. I was able to recover Windows 7. But then I realized whoever had this computer before me had done a number on partitioning the hard drive all over the place. And I couldn't factory restore it the way I wanted to, so I just decided, you know what? I'm just gonna put Windows 10 on it and be done with it. Just after spending a couple hours on fooling around, I just had enough. I'd spent enough time on it. So that is why we are in Windows 10. So yeah, here we go, Windows 10. So let's take a look at this thing. We might as well start off with the Windows 10, whatever page, about page, I guess. So that's sort of the rundown of what it has in it. And feel free to pause at any point to get whatever you might want out of that. So we'll get into each component in a second here. I'm going to focus in on the Radeon. So this is the Radeon graphics that they built into this thing. It's the 5000 series. It's got dedicated 1 gigabyte of video RAM, which is always nice to see dedicated actual RAM. And then of course it can share the memory, and it's got 6 gigabytes of memory, so it can share almost 3 of that. For a total of close to, I would say 4 gig, 3.8, close enough. So yeah, we're gonna see what this can do. I haven't run a benchmark on or anything, so we're gonna find out what it can do. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, guys. Stay tuned, stay tuned. So this thing is running the old i7, and of course it's a 45 nanometer process, so it's gonna be hot, okay? Let me just say that. This isn't like some thin, super modern chip. This is gonna be brute forcing it through. And as you can see from the description, it's got 4 cores, 8 threads, so it's got some power. And it's got some significant power that it's gonna draw. It's a Clark Field processor, an oldie, but a goodie at 1.6 gigahertz. Looking at the motherboard, this is the Dell thingy. I tried to do a BIOS update and it just didn't work, so I think I'd have to go the FreeDOS way and install it using a USB drive, boot into FreeDOS and do it directly through that method. That might work, but I just don't almost care. Anyway, there you go, guys. All right, let's move on from there. Memory, we got 6 gigabytes running dual DDR3 at 666. Let's take a look at the sticks. These are original, I'm pretty sure. 1010, they're Hynix, SK Hynix. 1010, yeah, so they're all the same. They're original and 2010, which we were expecting because this is a 2010 system. And there is our info about our Radeon again. I always like to look at the other one though to see how it shares the memory. So this bot does have 1 gigabyte of dedicated memory, which is awesome. Sometimes you don't get that. Sometimes it's like 32 megabytes of dedicated memory. So here we go. Here's the summary of the specs for this system. Windows 10 Home, 64-bit. It's registered or whatever, activated. You'll notice the thermals are kind of warm for the Intel i7. I have been installing some stuff that usually heats it up, but still, this thing is going to be hot. I just know it is. There's just no two ways of getting around it. We'll see how it performs though. Even the graphics are pretty warm at this point. But that's the way it was back in the day in 2010. They just didn't have a handle on those thermals. Let's take a look at the hard drive now. 500 gigabyte, nice. And let's take a look at 7200 RPM, so it's a faster one, which is nice to see that too. 153 days, so just kind of broken in, really. No, it's all good. No issues with the spinning hard drive. The best thing I could ever do for this thing would be to give it a SSD running Windows 10, but I'll never do it because it costs money, and I just make janky systems out of whatever I have lying around or whatever I can pick up for cheap. So here we go. Let's do a Nova Bench test because that's what the next step is. So let's just see what it can do. So during this time, I usually just say, hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. I hope you're having fun finding things at thrift stores, if that's what you do, or whatever your hobbies are, or if you like to put Linux on these things. I respect Linux from the standpoint that if you have a system that needs it, or is a specialized system, I appreciate having it around. Okay, let's take a look at those graphicals. Nice, we're seeing in the 190s, 200s, up into there. Wow, so this is gonna have decent graphics for sure. And of course the rate speeds on that hard drive are gonna be decent because it is spinning at 7200 RPM. And look at those scores, not bad at all, 774. So we got strong scores on the RAM, very nice scores on the CPU, good graphics at 203 frames, so very good there, and just the transfer rates and everything are good too. So this is just a strong system right across the board. For 2010, this would have been an excellent system. I remember buying systems like laptops for business, like for our business, and they were scoring in the 500s. So this is like head and shoulders above that. So very nice systems. And the ones that I bought weren't that bad. So yeah, not a bad system at all. Really like it. Cleaned up nicely. Love that. I would have liked to have had Windows 7 on it, but I just couldn't do it. Could not do it. Too much trouble. Giving me too much trouble. Besides, I think this thing actually has the power to really run Windows 10 pretty well. Like I said, if I could just put an SSD in here, this thing would fly. Nice. The keyboard's in great shape. Cleaned up nicely. I was able to use some eucalyptus cleaner on it and really go to town on it, and it came up really nicely. So there you go, guys. That is going to be the video for tonight. So there you go. Very nice. Very happy with this one. And a very nice score. So that's going to be it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Bye.